possibilities in life is something I want to talk to you guys about right now. There's a such thing called upward spirals and downward spirals as well. There's a such thing called life momentum. And there's a such thing called kill your momentum. There's both. So, here's the thing, guys. At any time, anything can happen. You can have upward spirals, you can have downward spirals. You can be in the middle-ish, or you can have these upward spirals, downward spirals. And it's really on yourself. But things come due to your actions. So your actions is going to dictate whether you have these upward spirals or downward spirals. And it can happen much quicker than you think, both ways. And it all depends on yourself. It depends what you're willing to put in. It depends on your energy. It depends what you're willing to put yourself through to make these upward or downward spirals, whichever way you want to go, happen. And both are a very real thing. You can have both. Not at the same time, obviously, but both can happen at any time. And sometimes it's not even something that you can help. I mean, if you catch some crazy disease, if you get cancer, if you get this lymphoma, whatever crazy diseases are out there in the world, bro, like, there's not much you can do in those cases. You're finna have a downward spiral, but if it's on God, bro, you will get out of that and you'll have an upward spiral again. And that's just an example. There's a such thing called upward spirals and downward spirals. Sometimes we make ourselves go down. Sometimes we make ourselves go up. Sometimes it just happens naturally. It's easier to go down naturally than it is to go up naturally. If you're going to go up, you almost got to make that happen. But something can happen to you which you didn't even really... You could be doing all the right things and still have a downward spiral. Because you could catch cancer, you could get any of these kind of things to force you to have a downward spiral. So some things in life is just inevitable. Some things in life just take place. It's a very unforgiving place. And things happen. But it's up to us to fight to have those upward spirals. That's what it's all about. And it can happen at any time. You could have a bad couple of years and all of a sudden, boom. It's typically how life works. And I would almost guarantee that if you had a hard couple of years, if you had a hard go at it, a tough run, but you've done the right things, I guarantee you it happened on purpose because you knew what you had to do to make an upward spiral happen. So you had to go through years where it was tough. And to also gain that life momentum to get that upward spiral, to go up, to go to the places you want to go. That's really what it comes down to. And some people, bro, like, some people cannot get those big ups in life. And it's because they never put themselves through what they had to put themselves through. Like, they never do it. They never want to go through those years where it's like, it kind of, it's really tough. Really tough years, and you're willing to feel anything. You're willing to go through anything to make life into what it's supposed to be. A lot of people in life don't experience that, bro. And if you're experiencing tough times, which you should, I guarantee you, you're in for an upward spiral. It's gonna come. You just have to keep going. You just have to keep going. And it will happen. And also the people that it does not happen to, they oftentimes in life take downward spirals. They could be like decent and all of a sudden, boom, because decent was not good enough. You have to do things in life, bro, where it's tough years. It's tough. It's tough things, and most people, bro, don't want to face that. Most people don't want to face their own wrongdoings, their own wrong ways of being and doing. And that's why you can never get yourself into the positions that you really want to be in. You have to go through those times. I had to go through those times. Had to. And I was willing to do it. That's the thing. Not many people's willing to look themselves in the mirror and actually be like, I'm willing to really feel pain, short term, to get myself where I want to be. Most people think, just enjoy life, do a little bit here, do a little bit there, work hard a little bit here, get paid, have some fun, take a vacation, just do a little bit, and then have some fun. I get it. But if you really want to go big, if you really want to have an upward spiral that's life-changing, life-altering, sometimes you got to live a stretch of tough years to make that happen. Sometimes you do. Sometimes that's just the way it is. Sometimes maybe you can afford to work hard, to take vacation, etc., etc. There's all different variables. You just have to know where you're at. And you kind of have to know how to move at each checkpoint. I naturally know what to do. I don't even know how. I naturally know what's right for me and what to do. I just do. I knew how I had to move long ago to go through the trenches. I know how to move now to continue on in my life. I know where I stand. I know where I'm going. It's very important. And ladies and gentlemen, life momentum is a real thing. It's a very real thing, and it's something that you want to catch. You want to catch that life momentum, like so bad. It's the best thing that will ever happen to you, that'll ever happen to anybody, is catching life momentum. Sometimes you have to go through the worst of it to catch it. But it's like having that upward spiral. You really, really, really catapult yourself. It's like you launch yourself with one of those damn, let's say, one of those slingshots. You just launch yourself to a whole different location. That's where you go to. Everybody else is still stagnant at the same spot. You launch yourself in the new stratosphere, bruh. Because you earned that. Life momentum is a real thing. And downward spirals is a very real thing. All that stuff is real. Going up, going down, being stagnant. All these things, bro, are parts of life. You're gonna experience all. I've had many downward spirals. I've also had many upward spirals. I also felt kind of stagnant. And if you notice patterns in life, especially if you're a hard-working, committed individual, it's never gonna stay that way. And even if you have these upward spirals, which I've made happen many times for myself, you're going to come down again. And you're gonna be stagnant for a bit, and you're going to have another upward spiral. You might even hit a point where you have a downward spiral a little bit, then bounce back up. It's just what's going to happen to the committed individuals in life. Nothing lasts forever. These upward spirals don't. Our situations in life don't. Where we currently are does not last forever. It always moves. If you look back at your past, you probably used to live at your parents' house. You used to be in elementary school. You used to be in junior high. You used to be in high school. You used to be here. You used to be there. All different places. Most people probably had a roommate at some point in time. Most people probably ended up living by themselves. Most people probably this, probably that. There were so many different living situations where you're in these different environments. Nothing stays the same. So where you're at right now is not going to stay the same. It's going to change. It's going to change for me. It's going to change for you. It's going to change for all of us. It's that life momentum, and sometimes we're meant to stay right where we're at for a certain period of time, because that's what God wanted. It was the perfect situation for yourself, even if you did not think it. It was. 4 years ago, I did not see the blessing at all with where I'm currently at and where I currently live. It took a couple of years to make me realize, you know what, this living situation and the way things are right now and where I'm at was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be this way. 100%. And at first it's like, but then you realize that's what it was supposed to be. Bro, when I first got to this place that I'm in right now, I had visualizations of looking at my place where I'm at from the outside, being outside, looking at this building, being like, this is a story I'm going to tell someday. Where everything started for me. That's where it started. That's where my journey first took place. Where I set out on certain paths that led to everything. I had those visualizations, bro. So what I'm saying is, you're in those positions. Life goes on, and then you become in other positions. You're in different places, in different areas, around different people, doing different things. Life becomes different. Life momentum, the ball keeps rolling. So this is typically how things happen with the driven individual. Nothing stays the same. You're going to feel times of feeling stagnant. You're going to feel times of having upward spirals where things are really clicking for yourself. And you're going to feel sometimes as well, you might hit a bit of downward spiral, but you bounce back up. And knowing you hit downward spirals is very motivating if you're driven, if you're a driven individual, because you'll never stay down. You get knocked down, you get back up. When you realize you got knocked down, sometimes you can be knocked down and you don't even realize it right away. And then you realize it, and then boom, you get back up. It's motivating. The fact that you got knocked down, the fact that you were close to taking these huge L's, boom, reinvigorates yourself. You bounce back up. Losing is not an option. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Losses happen to all kinds of people. It happens to the best people on earth. And they bounce back. Look at Israel Adesanya. Losing his belt, coming right back, and then knocking the guy out and taking his belt back. Sometimes these downward spirals are meant to happen so you can have a massive upward spiral again, which just happened to Israel. Which could be happening for some of you guys. Which could be happening for me. We don't know. As long as we stay true to who we are, true to our goals, true to our purpose, good things will happen. Life momentum is a real thing, and sometimes when you gain a bunch, it will stop. Not sometimes. When you gain life momentum, you will get to certain places. It could last a year, it could last 2 years, it could last 3. It's going to come a point where it's going to stop. You're going to feel this stagnance. You might even hit a downward spiral. But that's the motivating factor to reevaluate your life and reevaluate things, to make a comeback, to bounce back, like Israel Adesanya bounces back from defeat and knocks the guy out who beat him, to take back what's his. So that's what it's all about. It's about taking these losses and bouncing back, regaining your throne, and reminding everybody who the F you are, bro. That's what it's all about. And it's an amazing feeling. There's nothing cool about the downward spirals. There's nothing cool about feeling stagnant. There's nothing cool about it. But it's a part of life, and it's gonna happen. You just have to use that as fuel and reevaluate things to bounce back. And 110% of the time, that's what winners will do. That's what they will do. It's a mindset, bro. It's a mentality. It's who you are. Some people have that in them, bro, and some people just don't. If you have that, then you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. And you will make ends meet. You will make shit happen for yourself. You'll bounce back from the dead, bro. It doesn't matter what goes on. The amount of calls I do with people in these sticky situations, the best thing you can do in those sticky situations is to reevaluate things, make up a plan of how you're going to bounce back. There's so many unnecessary and unfortunate things that just happened to me in my own personal life, throughout my life. And I reevaluated, bro. I came back on the ball. Losses motivate me more than anything else. Winning feels nice. It feels nice. It feels good. You're on your high horse for a bit, whatever. Feels good. Taking losses, it's a different kind of motivation. It's a different kind of feeling. I've taken many losses and I bounce back so hard, bro. And sometimes it's what we need to boost ourselves into the damn stratosphere, into the places we're supposed to be in. Because if those losses did not happen, bro, you would have never become who you've become. If I wouldn't have went through some of the things I've went through in the past, I would have never got in the shape that I got in when I got in that shape. And it was easy because of how much pain I felt from the losses that I've taken. It made getting ripped easy. Like easy, bro. And I was always kind of naturally a ripped guy. Had some muscle. But I took it to a whole other level, bro. And it literally made it easy from how much pain I felt from the past. Literally made it easy. And it was all that motivation I took from the losses that gave me all the life momentum. I'm in fitness model shape. I'm doing fitness photo shoots. And then one thing leads to the other, to the other, to the other, and you learn more about yourself and you find out what your gifts are. And it's just this effect that just keeps going, bro. All because the losses that you've taken. Losing is not an option. People who have that winning mentality, bro, you're either winning in life, or if you take a loss, you're going to win so much bigger. And also, the devil sometimes will just give you enough. He'll just give you enough to not go any further. And that's a bad, bad place you don't want to be in. You want bad things to happen, bro. We all get tested in life. I've watched so many of my friends being tested. They did not bounce back and become way better versions of themselves. They settled for less, bro. Let's say they had this pretty good looking girlfriend. Let's say this, right? They get screwed. They get lesser of a girl. Because they can't have her now. That's not me, bro. That's not me. It's not in my nature to be that person. At all. But I know so many of my friends that this has happened to. They did not get motivated. They just wanted to settle so bad. And it's like, that's not in me to do that, bro. When I take losses, I am going above and beyond. Because that's what's in me. Maybe it's not in them. Maybe they don't have it the way I have it. That's what's in me. So that's what I'm saying. If you have that winning mentality, you will persevere in life. You will end up being the person you're supposed to be when it's all said and done. You will win. You will win in life in every way, shape, and form that you want for yourself. I'm not saying it's going to be this easy path. It's not going to be easy. But it will go your way. Because that's what's in you. Life momentum and these upward spirals are a real thing. And so is in these downward spirals. And when they happen, it's supposed to happen. This is what I'm saying. I cannot explain this any better. This is how it is. This is life. And if you're meant to win, you will.